Hi everyone, so today I'm going to talk about a subject that I have been wanting to talk about for a while now. I just have been going through it, so I kind of wanted to wait till the end, and I'm not really at the end, but I was like, hey, maybe I could help someone. So basically, I have Crohn's disease, and if you don't know what that is, it's inflammatory bowel disease, which means I have disease throughout my small intestine and my colon. It's really difficult for people to understand because it's not like cancer where you can see that someone is bald or just something like that and you can tell that they're sick, because when you have Crohn's, most of the time you don't really look sick. So basically, I was diagnosed when I was just turning 12, and it took them about a year and a half to diagnose me because they're like, no, like you're just eating the wrong things or just stuff like that, because it's very hard to diagnose. And so I was turning 12 in like 2 months, I remember, and I went down to get an MRI to confirm that it was colitis, which is something similar to Crohn's but just not as major. And I went through the MRI, they got the results back, and they're like, no, it's Crohn's. And at that time, I had no idea what that was. I haven't heard of anyone having it before. And so I didn't really get how bad it was really going to be. So that year, I finished out school because it really hadn't gotten that bad. But it kept escalating and escalating, and I could tell that it was getting worse. So 7th grade rolls around, and I tried to go to school for a couple of weeks, and then I was hurting a lot, and it just was too much for me. So I went out of school and I started the home hospital program that I'm currently on right now. And I love that. They're very accommodating. But I will say the teachers at the school when I was going to school were not accommodating. When I had to get up and go to the bathroom, or I would just needed to get up because my stomach hurt or I wanted to go home, they would question me. They would say, oh, you're making it up. Like, it was just very unprofessional and rude. So my mom went into the principal's office multiple times just explaining the situation. No one ever got it. So that's when I just decided I'm going to stay on this program until I get better. And Crohn's disease is a lifelong disease. There is no cure, and it doesn't go away. So I am now a sophomore, and it's summer, so I'm going to be a junior. And I just want to say, like, I want to help you out there. If you have Crohn's, and if you have any questions, or if you want to talk to me about something, or just your struggles you're going through, I understand it. But I'm going to get back to the story now. So my first surgery was 10 months ago or something, and I went in for that. They were just going to check out and see what was going on because I was in extreme pain to where I didn't eat for about a month. I was just drinking water, and I would try like a piece of toast and it would just be way too painful. So I did that, and I was getting really sickly ill. I'll insert a picture right here, but at that time I probably weighed 68 pounds was my lowest, and I just was really unhealthy. I mean, I'm 5'4", so it's like that's just a really sickly weight. It was really hard seeing people out in public because people look at me, girls my age look at me, and they say, oh, like, look at her, she's starving herself. Like, it hurt a lot because, like, I knew that, like, I wanted to eat and I wanted to go do things with my friends, but it just wasn't possible because I was in too much pain and I wasn't eating. So I went in for my first surgery. It was on 9/11. So I believe that's September 11th of 2015, and I was really nervous because I've never gotten a surgery. I've gotten like upper and lower scopes to check out my Crohn's. I've gotten MRIs, CAT scans, everything like that, but not a surgery. So I went in that day, and they like cut me open and they looked like at everything, and they're like, the surgeon I have is the best in the country, like the whole entire country. He's number one. And he said I'm the worst case he's seen in 40 years of his surgeon life or whatever. So that was kind of discouraging. My recovery was probably like 12 to 14 days, and they just had to give me food through a tube and fluids, and yeah. So that was really rough because like people noticed that I wasn't posting on Instagram, and like my friends were texting me, and I have a couple good people that I can talk to, but it's just like that's not something that you just like say, because it's a really embarrassing sickness and it's definitely not a fun one to have. So I finally got out of the hospital, and the surgery really did nothing for me. I mean, I was still very underweight. The surgery was basically to cut out some of the disease in me. And so they did that, and I mean, it helped a little bit, but it wasn't what I needed. So about the end of December of 2015, I went in for another surgery to cut out more of my small intestine. And so they went back in, they did that, and I mean, I felt again a little bit better. Nothing was helping. And so I started to get very frustrated, and I'm like, why does this have to happen to me? Like, it's not fair. I just want to be a normal person and stuff. And so my mom just started researching like different things, and we found like naturopathic. And before we have even thought of this, I mean, I've probably been on like 30 different medications, from like Remicade, which is basically a chemo treatment, and then I was on Humira. I was just like on tons of things to try and help my disease, and just nothing was helping at all. Like, I would go down to Cedars-Sinai and I'd get medication through an IV for 3 hours, and we were trying that. But then we didn't want to do that anymore because it wasn't even helping. I lost basically like more than half of my hair. I used to have really long and thick hair, and I lost that, and my face was just getting paler and paler, and nothing was working. So after my second surgery, me and my mom were talking about it, and we're like, we should try naturopathic. Like, let's just research it and see if it's helped anyone. And so we found doTERRA oils, which my mom has a friend who does detoxing, which is basically holding positive and negative energy. And it's like this bin that they put water in, and there's like this machine, and it pulls toxins out of your feet and your body. So I started doing that. I started doing doTERRA oils, digestin, and frankincense, and I would do that 4 times a day. I did a probiotic day and night. I do liquid vitamins day and night, fish oil day and night. And I really didn't think it was gonna work, honestly, because I'm like, there's no way like that naturopathic stuff works. Like, I was like, there's just no way. So I was on it for about a month, and I started to see a difference, and I was like, Mom, like, I can see a difference. And so we just kept doing it. And another thing I didn't mention is I slept on a biomat, which is basically a mat that has like crystals inside the mat from like the earth, and it like heats up, and it like kills cancer cells, and it kills just bad inflammation or disease in your body. And so I was doing that too. And so basically the doctors told me that I was just never going to get better, and I just need to learn how to start coping with it and being able to not do things. And so that was really discouraging to hear that, but it honestly didn't stop me. I was like, no, like, I think this stuff works. So I just had my last surgery about 5 weeks ago, April 22nd of 2016. So it was pretty recent. And I mean, the doctors were amazed that they could even go back in again and change anything, because they said that I was basically full of crap and that it wasn't helping. So I did that surgery. I came out of it. I recovered. And I mean, honestly, of course I'm recovering from surgery still, but like, I'm feeling great. Like, I'm going with my sister like down to go like get clothes, and I'm able to go out to eat, and like, it's been a great experience with naturopathic medication. I'm gonna link the doTERRA website down below So you guys could look at that if anyone out there does have Crohn's or colitis or inflammatory bowel disease, because I'm telling you, it really does help. Another thing that I did cut out after my second surgery in December was refined sugar, and I cut out gluten, and I tried cutting out dairy, but that was just too hard, so I tried to not eat dairy, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if I did. So I also did that, and I could see like a big change with that too, just me having more energy and feeling better. Yeah, so naturopathic really did work, I would say, and a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't work for everyone, but I mean, honestly, it's like, people say it doesn't work for everyone, but like, it's like natural medication. Like, there's no side effects. I mean, I was on like prednisone, I was on so many different things, and at one time I had to go into the emergency room because fluid was building up in my brain from like taking that certain medication. So I mean, like, naturopathic I think really is better than that. Like, if a medication's working for you at the hospital, like, that's awesome. I'm not against medication, but I would just say that the one that I was doing was really good. So basically all I want to say is that if you guys have Crohn's or colitis or inflammatory bowel disease, like anything, like, I'm here and I can help you if you're going through this. Like, I mean, yeah, just like ask me, or like, I know it's like so embarrassing and it's something you don't want to talk about, but I mean, it took a lot for me to make this video because I really didn't want to, because it's like I already have so many people hating on me for just different things. Like, if one of you out there has Crohn's or colitis, you know that you get really underweight when you have Crohn's because everything passes through you so quickly, and it's not your fault, but I really have had to learn that because I've gotten a lot of hate about my body, and I've just learned to accept it, and that's really all you can do. You can't really do anything else. I mean, if they want to be rude, they're going to be rude, so you can't really fix that. But I'm just saying it's really changed my life because I thought I was going to have this for the rest of my life. And I'm not saying it's all gone, but I'm just saying that I'm feeling a lot better and most of it is gone. And yeah, I get my license in a month and a half, and now I can be excited about that. I get a car on my birthday, and I'm going to be able to drive myself around and just do fun things like that I couldn't have done when I had this. Sorry. So, yeah, again, if you guys have any questions for me, or if you just want to talk to me, like, I'll leave my Instagram down below, and like, you can like DM me or something, like, because I get it, and I get how girls are so rude about the whole situation because they don't get it. And yeah, so I hope this helped someone out there that is going through this. And yeah, so I'll link my Instagram, my Snapchat below, and yeah, so add me on Snapchat and add me on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.